happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Thoughtful Thursday. So I just want to talk on the fact that, certain people might have a lot of fear based off of these elections and everything. And I just want to really point out the fact that, fear is a society-created thing. Society creates fear. Create as much fear as you can is the policy of society. And that's what they've been selling for years, for decades, for centuries. What is really crazy is that the real suffering is not the fear itself, it's uncertainty. So the real fear is uncertainty, which is crazy because uncertainty is actually life. You know what I mean? The weather is uncertain. Your day is uncertain. Your life is uncertain. You don't know what's happening with your life and your day. We all live by faith. We live by faith and not by sight. And it's so crazy that we can live by faith that we're going to live tomorrow or next week or next month or the New Year's or whatever. And that's all strictly faith-based stuff. But when it comes to certainty, that's actually more death than it is uncertain. Uncertainty is the nature of life. Certainty is death because you're certain you're gonna die, right? Hear me out. All I'm really saying is that to be certain, that's part of death. To live in the moment is to be alive. To live in the moment is to be flowing, to be able to just go with the moment and that's coming to you. I understand that, we want to actually have so much certainty to be able to give us that certain level of comfort, but at the same time, we live in a life which is so uncertain at any point in our lives, right? It's just society creates that conscience in you of do this, do that, be right here, be right there, and it's if you do this, you'll be respected. Oh, if you do that, you'll be approved. And it's all these different variations and narratives that is projected on us, then it actually stagnates our creativity. Because now you're going off of a moral value judgment system and you're not actually able to be in the moment. And the moment is all that we're required to do in this lifetime is to be in the moment. The past does not exist. The past does not exist. It is a memory. It is a featured film in the story of your life. Your life is a whole film. And your past is just featuring different bare credits or different scenes that has happened and whatnot, but it does not exist at all. The future does not exist. We only have right now. And that's why when we have dreams and we have these distant realities that we want to see happen in our lives, we are aiming for that. We are in truth embodying a creative or a love language towards that dream. We are saying we are willing to take the steps every day that we get to be able to make this, that is a movie, into a reality. And that's why it takes time. It takes time, And so I feel like a lot of changes happens when you're present in the moment. And I feel like a lot of relief or release or freedom comes when you are literally living in the moment, working towards something. Hear me out for a second. We live in 2024. In 1990, in those eras, those early eras, we had letters and phones. It wasn't like cell phones. It wasn't like some people had cell phones who were richer people stuff. It wasn't like you get to have it anywhere and everywhere. So when things happened, you either knew on the news or newspaper or word of mouth, but you didn't have access to this much of society. You had limited access to people, you had limited access to relationships, limited access to family. You literally had to travel to get to know people and know things happening. We have so much information, so now there's more easier access for the agenda of putting fear in people's lives. Very, 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 very easy to do at this point in time in life. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. And so as we live in this society of this is right, this is wrong, you do this, do that, or whatever the case is, now we build this kind of consciousness where it starts to create division amongst ourselves. it starts to create division amongst myself. And this division is more of like, oh, this is what I should do, or this is what I shouldn't do. You know, like, and that, if you go on an internal level, I had this conversation with myself. There's something about shoulds and shouldn'ts and whatnot. Like, there's something almost like a war leg to doing that. You know, it's almost like you're forced. Like, oh, I should get up and go do my daily habits or whatnot. I should get up and go to work or whatnot. You know, I don't know. There's so many different shoulds, right? And I know the shoulds. You know, I can't say I don't know. I know the shoulds. And so what happens is that it becomes more of a commanding feature versus as, you know, okay, well, what would you like to do in this moment? What is this moment requiring of you right now? What is your body telling you to do in this moment? And by listening to your body and listening to yourself, you're going to create a healthy relationship. You're going to create self-respect and self-love. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand that we all have our own agendas that we have to do for today. So I'm not saying if your body is saying don't go to work, don't go to work. Granted, hey, you have sick days. If you don't feel to go to work, man, you can use one of those sick days. All right, I digress. The whole point of what I'm saying is to create a healthy relationship with yourself. So if you know you have something that you have to do ahead of time, have that mapped out, have that written, and have that set to be like, okay, I know at this time I got to do this. So then when you're in the time before that, ask yourself, instead of should, oh, I should need to get up, whatever the case is, ask yourself, what would benefit me in this moment right now? You know, what would I like to do in this moment as I get to this next moment? Because honestly, all we can do is take it one moment at a time. And I promise you, it's worth it. I've done this exercise. I'll leave you guys with this. I've done this exercise where I'm walking down the street, all right? And so what I would do is I would look at something that's probably maybe even massive, like a building. And if it's not as massive, you're not around massive buildings, that's okay. Go as massive as like a street sign, like a stop sign. And just look at it from a distance, from very far, see how far it is from a distance, and then focus on it as you're walking towards it. And you know what happens as you walk towards it? You are taking so much steps that it looks like you're not even getting any closer to the object. It looks like it's still super far. But at a certain point, as you're walking, at a certain point, it just gets bigger, it comes faster, it just happens really, 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 really quick. And that's really what life is really about. It is really about just walking towards that ideal vision or that structure or that building or that idea or that creativity that you have in mind. And that you just walk towards it. And as you walk towards it at the beginning, it looks like you're not even getting any closer to it, fam. But I promise you, you are getting closer to it. You are getting closer to the dream. So don't let the fears of society get at you. Just fear. It's just fear. Everything is based off fear. It's time to have that courage inside yourself. It's time to have that trust inside yourself. It's time to have that trust inside of life. And continue to walk with your gun, as KRS-One would say. Gun stands for God, universe, and nature. That is the laws that we're living by in this life and in society, fam. Alright? That is your gun. Walk with your weapon. Connect with yourself. Connect with Most High. Connect with life. And life will give to you more abundantly. Life is giving it to you. Like, you have so much easy access to life, and life just really wants you to connect with life right now. It's so there. You are so there. It's just really about connecting. It's really about paying attention to yourself and your breath. Your breath is key. I started meditating recently again. I meditated for so long, and Morgan Smith, you know, he put me on to meditating. All right, he has a binaural sound wave program called Yinergy. I recommend you check it out. And it's such a powerful technology and tool. But I started meditating again, and I'm only doing 15 minutes meditations right now. And so what I decided to do was, when I'm meditating, I'm saying, breath is going in, breath is going out. Breath is going in, breath is going out. And I'm saying this in my head. I'm not saying this out loud verbally when I'm meditating. I'm saying this in my head. You would be surprised how much of a difference that makes. Just saying that to yourself. It makes a huge, huge, huge difference, because then when the monkey mind comes, and the monkey mind is just different things, I was like, all these troubles, worries, or whatever, they just come and whatever, these thoughts, you'd be like, okay, no, but I'm paying attention to my breath. Breath is coming in, and breath is going out. It really helps you to connect to right now. And this is what it is. I feel like we're being challenged and tested as a society to connect with right now and to listen to what is being asked of us in the moment to be able to move forward into the next moment. I shout out to every single person out there that's just being brave to just share your light. Fam, it all adds up. Every light adds up. If only one person saw this video, guess what? It still adds up because one person saw it. And the trickle effect of one person seeing something, and then it goes into like another person's word of mouth, into this and to that, and ideas. You never know how this thing can just shift and change, fam. All it takes is one thing, and it's over. It's all done. It's all done. You know what I mean? Real talks. We all just need that little love right now. We all just need that little courage right now. We all just need that little faith. I'm telling you right now, faith, courage, and love is the key to overcome fear, doubt, and worry. My friends, don't be afraid of what's being projected out there. You are your first projection. Look at your image first, because you are the most perfectly created being ever, and you are only perfect in love. You're not perfect like society standards or ideologies. You're perfect in love. You're as perfect as the clouds in the sky. You're as perfect as the trees in the forest. You are as perfect as the water in the ocean. And you know what all three of them have in common? Nothing perfect. The clouds will have all different types of fluff, and they're all like scattered all around, but yet they create beauty in the moment. The trees have different bumps and grooves, and they have different shapes and sizes and different colors and everything. But then they're still beautiful in the moment. And the ocean is not just one still water. It has different waves and different ripples effect and everything. But yet the sounds in the waves is still creating a beautiful moment. And just know it happens in seasons. Everything happens in seasons. Just don't give up. Fight like this is your fight. Fight like this is yours. Like you own this. Own it. Own this moment. Own your life. Own yourself. This is what it's all about right now. We need people to be in ownership of self, of love, and of truth. All right? With that being said, if you haven't liked or subscribed or commented, please like and subscribe and comment. I really want to be able to get to like 5,000 subscribers or followers on my Instagram, subscribers on my YouTube. I'm really trying to make something out of here. You know what I mean? Like, support that man, you know? Share this with people if you felt something. If you felt a little tingle, support that man, you know? Alright, thank you so much, y'all. With that being said, I hope this message, you receive it, and that we're able to go and grow forward in life. With that being said, let's grow forward to our greatness. Let's go.